You open ChatGPT, ask it to write a full original blog post from scratch, and hit enter. The result? It's usually terrible. It sounds robotic, generic, and completely out of touch with your brand. Faced with a wall of unusable text, the natural reaction is to close the tab and write off the technology. You go back to grinding out copy by hand and hitting send on the same universal blast email you've used for years. This failure stems from how we assign the work. We treat the machine like an intern who can handle the entire project, rather than an iteration engine designed for speed and variety. Successes with these tools require a shift in strategy. The friction most teams face comes from overlooking the machine's true leverage, which is its ability to scale output far beyond human limits. Instead of asking for a 1,000-word article, try a different approach. Ask AI to generate 50 distinct variations of a single headline or hook. Prompting a system to write 30 different email subject lines takes around 2 minutes. Testing top performance from that list yields immediate data. In my own testing, that process increased open rates by 34%. Heinz applied this exact model to their visual branding. They use an image generator to create hundreds of different ketchup bottle designs, ranging from traditional to surreal, and they turned that massive variety into an international campaign. At the micro level, the AI serves as a high-speed testing ground. This volume allows you to identify specific resonance in minutes, rather than spending weeks on a single concept that might miss the mark. Moving beyond individual emails, we have the challenge of personalization. In competitive fields like higher ed, basic variables like first name tag no longer provides a meaningful advantage. Nutella established an analog baseline for what high-volume personalization looks like when they manufactured 7 million uniquely designed jars. The rare patterns became collector's items, and the entire run sold out. We can now digitalize that concept by splitting a single message into distinct pathways. The core style stays the same, but the AI generates different visual styles for specific demographics, pairing one aesthetic for urban students and another for rural applicants. Creating these specific variations by hand used to take 5 hours. Now, that entire workflow happens within 5 minutes. AI transforms audience segmentation from a resource-heavy bottleneck into a task that finishes almost as soon as you start it. This visualization represents algorithmic trust. JPMorgan Chase used AI for advertising copy because the machine can scan thousands of successful ads to identify invisible emotional patterns that human editors can overlook. Trusting the algorithm to recognize these subtle patterns paid off immediately, as their click-through rate doubled. The ultimate realization of this massive localized generation comes from Cadbury India. They used the likeness of actor Shah Rukh Khan to generate 200,000 unique personalized video ads. This allowed small shop owners to create custom promotions where the star mentioned their specific store by name and location. Real enterprise leverage comes from letting the machines operate at scale, speed, and precision that a human team just simply cannot match. The final dimension of AI personalization is time. Virgin Holidays moved away from universal email blast where every customer received a message at the same hour. Instead, the AI determined the optimal send time for each specific user. Sarah might get her email on Tuesday morning, while Mike received his Thursday afternoon. This individualized approach increased click-through rates by 60%. This level of optimization is already built into software platforms most marketers use every day. You just have to turn it on and compare it to your manual sends. You have 2 choices. You can bookmark this video and return to the old way of doing things, or you can open up a prompt right now. The difference between marketers who talk about AI and those who see results comes down to 90 seconds of execution.